But anyways, other shows I don't really like. I kind of answer that. I don't like Gantz. Shows that I don't like. I mean, there are some shows I don't like that I don't really care to comment on because I just didn't like them. It was just whatever. They didn't really live up to expectations. I guess some standout examples are, oh god. Do you guys remember Number 6? I actually liked that show for the first 10 episodes. I mean, 6 or 7 it was being kind of weird because it didn't really explain, you know, the city that much when they were like, oh, you know, how did the city come to be? And they were just kind of like, it just kind of did. Like, that wasn't the best explanation. But I actually liked the show for the most part, you know, up until number 10. And then the last episode happened. What the fuck were the writers on when they wrote that last episode? That shit made no sense. There was, like, magical exploding bees that, like, revived people from the dead. And it was just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I felt like I was high. And I've never been high in my life. Like, what the hell happened with that last episode, guys? So that's that's a good example. Another show that I don't like is Canon. Another key show. And the reason I don't like it, I got 7 episodes in. And then I got to the part where that one orange-haired chick throws the cat into the fucking freeway. Freeway. She threw the cat into the freeway. That'd actually be a pretty awesome porno. Anyways, she threw the cat into the freeway. I just basically shut off the episode then and there. And I haven't been back to the show since. I have a soft... If personal time, learn something new about me. I have a soft spot for cats. I am a cat person. I love cats. They're awesome. If anything, because they're as, like, socially, like, angry as I am. Like, they're like, what are you talking about? I can do everything on my own. I love cats. They're so fluffy and nice, even if they usually ignore you. And if there's one way to make me hate a show, it's do something bad to a cat. The one exception is Pandora Hearts. When that one character did that bad thing to that cat. But that was entirely... That was the one exception because, one, it was actually done well. It was built up and then explained a character and how they, you know, became the way they kind of did. So that explained that. And then for 2, it wasn't so much for the sake of having that happen to the cat so much as it was showing how much of a, like, psychopath that one character was and how he was unable to emotionally connect to anyone or anything other than his brother. Like that, like the entire purpose of the scene was to show how much of a psychopath he was. It was less emphasis on the cat and more the emphasis on the character. Whereas with Canon, it was entirely meant to make you go, what the fuck, when the character threw the fucking cat into the freeway. Like, that was so offensive when that happened. I was like, holy shit, did you really just do that? Like, I was so pissed off. And I mean, yes, I know the cat was fine, because otherwise, like, so many people would have been pissed off if the cat had been killed. But I was so mad that they just did that I haven't watched it since, and I'm never going to go back to it. I doubt that I ever will. I was so mad. So yeah, if you want to make me mad at the show, do something bad to a cat without good reason. So there you go. One other show, as a standout example that I don't like, Orno. And I'm going to talk about this. I'm not going to give any explanation right now, because I'm going to come to it later. I will come back to that in a later video as Orno. I have something... Well, I don't have anything really special planned for it. I just have a video planned for it. But trust me, I have a video planned for Orno because I've been waiting. I've actually been able... I could have done something for it for a while, but I wanted to wait until the second season was about to start airing, which it's going to this next season. So the video after the next one is going to be Orno. I have plenty of things to say. Next question, though. Oh, your example. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, you don't like Bacano? Well, I mean, I guess I can understand. Like I said, you know, other opinions and such. It's not often I come across people that don't particularly like Bacano. Oh, you don't hate them, they have their problems. Yeah, I agree. Every show has its problems. It's a matter of, you know, whether you like it or not. I'm going to say right here and now, there is no perfect show. There is no perfect show. Every show has faults. Some have more than others. And then obviously, as I said before, people take offense to some faults more than other people would. So, shit, I just hit my keyboard. Whoops. Blah, blah, blah. I haven't watched Bartender. I'm going to watch Bartender later. I might do a review of it. And then Oran. I've actually watched I watched, like, what, 10 episodes of Harem, and I got really bored. Like, it's supposed to be making fun of these, like, shoujo kind of shows, but it's making fun of them by being them, so it doesn't really work as a parody. So I got really bored. And I don't even know what HSHC stands for. High school something, I bet. The fact that I don't know what it stands for probably tells you that I either don't like the show or didn't bother to watch it, which means I probably wouldn't like the show. Anyways, though. Next question. Where do you think anime will be going in the near future? Hopefully moving off of the fucking, like, little, like, emoto phase that they're going on with recently. Like, this was, and I'm gonna cover this in the Or No Mo video, because that fucking set this trend. Of fucking emoto shows. I want us to get out of that, like, and I know we will, because a trend is a trend. We eventually move out of it. That's just how trends work. You know, we'll get out of it, you know. I just kind of want us to get out of it sooner than later. So, I don't know where it's going in the near future, though. A trend will be a trend. Basically, whatever the next best-selling show is going to set the trend. I'm surprised that, Bakemonogatari and Izumonogatari haven't set a trend yet, even though they've sold so ridiculously well, though. Yeah, it's weird that they've sold so well, and they haven't really established a trend. I guess because you can't really copy Nizion's writing, because of how fucking ridiculous he is most of the time with his writing. So I guess you can't really copy that, so I guess that's why it hasn't really set a trend. Jesus Christ, people being loud in their cars outside. What other? I guess Gen Uroboshi's kind of a trend when he wrote Madoka, because that sold so fucking ridiculously well. It didn't really set a trend, but it set a craze. And now he's getting to write a bunch of shows, so I guess that's kind of cool. I mean, I like him as a writer. He's not perfect. Like, I'm never gonna say a writer cannot write a bad script or a bad story. Like, this is how it works. Like, you'll have some authors that write more good stories than bad, but that isn't to say that an author can't write a bad story. Which is why, again, I won't judge a show's quality before I watch it based on who wrote it, because there's always acceptance to the rule, and there's always, you know, sticking to the rule, too. Anyways, next question. Who is your favorite anime character? That's kind of hard to answer. I don't really have a favorite. You know, I don't really... I guess I should say that I don't have a favorite yet. There are a lot of characters I like, but there's no character I really say is my favorite. So the one I pretty much go with nowadays is, again, Khamsin from Shakugan no Shana, because of the old Sage character and how he's done. I'm actually going to, I know someone asked a similar question to me, well, he didn't ask a similar question, but they asked a question that I'm going to answer about Khamsin later on. So I'm going to get later into why he's currently my favorite character and why I like him, when I get to that question. So anyways, next question. Do you find harem anime annoying? Just like any trope, I find, it can be used well, it can be used badly. But most harem shows, yeah, they're pretty dumb. Because generally it's just, oh, here's a bunch of attractive females, choose your favorite, and then jerk off to them in your free time. Like, that's just generally how harem shows goes, and then just usually a bland main character who doesn't have a personality having these characters fall for him for no real reason. Which is also bad for society in Japan, because that's setting a trend, which is really bad. People, girls do not fall for you for no reason. You need to have a personality. Otherwise, you're not going to get with anyone. It's important to have a personality. Even more that's important than personality is to have confidence. But that's neither here nor there. But you can do harem well. I guess an example, I wouldn't necessarily have done well, but for reasons that define me, I like To Love Ru. I guess I kind of have a bias towards it because it's technically what got me in anime, other than Shakugan no Shana. I mean, To Love Ru got me to watch more. Shakugan no Shana was what set my love for the medium. I don't know. I think it's just because the author can't draw a bad, or he can't make an unattractive female character. Every fucking character he makes is attractive, and I don't know why. Whether it's personality or physically wise, it's just freaking ridiculous. The guy is talented as hell as far as that goes. But yeah, I wouldn't say it's necessarily a good, harem series. It's just one I can't bring myself to hate for some weird reason. But next question. Have you watched Angel Beats? Do you believe it should be continued? I have watched Angel Beats, but no, I do not believe it should be continued. It had a conclusion. It was enough finality on its own. It hinted enough at what it was trying to say. It had an ending. It did not have an ending, so it doesn't need to be continued. Could it be continued? Well, actually, probably not. I mean, to get into the question, could any series be continued? Pretty much any series could be continued. The question is, does it need to be continued? And Angel Beats doesn't really need to be continued. It had an ending. The end. You know, that's how it goes. It had an ending. There it goes. That's all it was. Could it have used more episodes to explain the show itself in the middle? Yeah, it probably could have used those. But as far as the ending goes, it was fine. The ending was there. Again, I may do a review on Angel Beats later. It won't be in the next 2 or 3 videos probably, but I may eventually do a review of it. Just not right now. But next question. What was the first anime you watched that actually got you into anime, and when? Finally, a question I don't have to spend ridiculous amounts of time rambling about nothing on. As I said before, To Love Ru got me to watch more shows, and Shakugan no Shana was what set my love for the medium and got me to keep watching. So yeah. Easy, finally, a short answer. Next question, though. What are your thoughts on the present anime industry? Do you believe good anime is at a shortage lately, being overshadowed by badly written moe and shonen, which somehow get way more praise than deserved? Cough. Sword Art Online. Cough. There's actually something important to establish here that I think I should, mention, I'm going to mention. It's easy for people nowadays to be like, oh man, there's no good shows nowadays, there's all this crap. But if you haven't been watching for that anime for that long, or if you just forgot for perfectly valid reasons, just as many terrible shows aired back when, you know, Evangelion and Death Note and Code Geass were airing. It's just that everyone has forgotten them because everyone stopped talking about them. They were bad, so they didn't have any staying power. They have been lost into time and history itself. No one remembers them. There were just as many terrible shows airing back then as there are now. It's just that they're in our minds still because they're airing now. We will forget about them. Can you think of all the bad shows that aired about 4 seasons ago? Probably not. You may be able to think of 1 or 2, but even now, your brain is filtering out all the bad shows that you've watched. So it's easy to forget there were just as many bad shows airing back then. Do we have a shortage of good shows, though? It's kind of hard to say because nowadays it's easy to look on these classics and be like, oh, look at all these good shows, why can't we have that now? But when you look at it, these actually aired decently far apart, like sometimes even years apart, not just seasons. So I don't think we necessarily have a shortage. I think we're having just as many, as far as frequency goes, of good shows as bad. It's you know, it's the same as before, it's just that the bad shows are more stand out to us because I think probably the bad shows have gotten even worse. But I guess to further prove my example of the bad shows being lost to history that were airing back when the current shows considered to be classics were airing, there are classic shows that people watch and don't like. Like a lot of people like Baccano, but there are some people that don't like the show, and that's just to go to show you. Like, not to say that Baccano, I would say Baccano is bad. Not to say that I think Baccano is a bad show, but for example, you could see how these shows, gone through history, and you could think, wow, why did these stand the test of time? Why do people like this? It's not so much the good shows that, people remember as classics. It's just the ones that people, that were popular really remembers classics. Like, to put as example, Sword Art Online is probably going to be remembered for a while. But in the future, people are going to watch it and be like, wait, and, well, some people will watch it and think, wait, why was this popular? Or wait, or I don't really care for this. I guess another classic example is Uran. Like I said before to the person that mentioned it, I don't like Uran either. I don't really think it's that great of a show, but nonetheless, it was popular and it stood the test of time. That's just how it is, Just because a show is good doesn't necessarily mean it'll stand the test of time. Well, I mean, good shows generally stand the test of time. It's just that, I guess I should say, it's not necessarily that bad shows won't stand the test of time. But whatever stands the test of time is based on popularity for the most part, not necessarily quality. But yeah, that's my thoughts on current good shows versus bad and such.